Good morning, everybody, and thank you, Dieta, for keeping an eye and letting me know that I have reached 900 subscribers. Thank you to everybody for that. I wish I was in a better place that I could really celebrate that with everybody and do like one of our swaps, where you just send me something and I send you something back. Unfortunately, right now I'm not able to do that. But we will do that hopefully at 1,000. We'll be able to do that. But what I figured today is I'm going to use my starter kit and I'm going to use the 12 days of Stitchmas. Isn't that funny? I didn't see days of on here before. So we're going to go and I got a sweet tea to drink. My throat just feels so let me get a drink real quick, excuse me. It's kind of late right now, but I do think that it's possible tomorrow's not going to be an easy day to get anything done. So I figured that I would start and make a video today using day one. I never got the Stitchmas one before. And this one is the little ornament and this piece ripped off. So I'm going to go ahead and take this one out. And the picture that broke off, ripped off with it. And we're going to make our first stitching one. And we'll also see what it's like if we decide not to stitch it. Now if you ever watch, and I don't think I say her name right, Vianney, I don't know how it's properly said. So I apologize for that. But if you watch her, she makes them out of felt. And this would come on here. This goes up here with the Noel in it. But yeah, because this is turned around. Where is this piece? I do not see it on there. Oh, maybe this is the piece that goes in there. This is the piece that goes in there. This is the little line, and this is the center. So we have to figure out. Let me get my paper out of my starter kit. That says it basically got what you need out of it. I don't want to use the silver, I don't think. Maybe we will. Maybe, there's silver and gold. When I did the reveal, I only seen the silver. And there is silver and gold. That was a pretty big mistake. I'm going to take, and I'm going to be stingy with this paper. So I'm just going to cut it around the die. I don't think I brought any of this fancy paper with me. So this will be my base piece. And then we have all these colors in here that are just basic in general. And I'm thinking, I'm not sure. I don't know what colors I want to do. Let's do a little, looking at the colors here and thinking about how we want to do this. We have red. Some people like to do a more modern color, which would involve the pink. I am not so much into the modern colors. Let's do a little red. So do I want the frame red or inside here red? Let's do the base red. And again, I'm gonna be very stingy with my paper. So that I know I'm gonna have it for other things that I want. And I think what I might do is there's a kind of a dollar red, and I think I'm gonna use that for these little pieces. So I'm just gonna cut this little rectangle out. Of it. And these other little pieces I will decide shortly, but for right now I want to get these going. So I've got the silver, I've got the red, I've got the dull red. Then I'm going to put these other ones on. And this should give us enough. I don't have washi tape to hold it down. So shame on me for that. Okay, here goes, I think. Let me hope this holds them, hopefully, nicely in place. Looks like it's going to. Okay. Now you do not have to stitch them. This is one thing. Oh, what was I thinking, folks? I don't know what I was thinking. This needs to go. This needs to go on here. They go together. They don't cut separate. It's not that layered. Oh, my goodness. Let's see if I can get some of them little dots to pop out so that it cuts nicely on the... Yeah, they're not really wanting to come out. I don't have a pokey tool with me. That's what I need to get for here. is a pokey tool. I really miss it too, having a pokey tool. Okay, let's hope that's good lined up. Let's hope. I don't know, but that's pretty. It's very pretty. Okay. All right. Here we go. Are the same on the top and the bottom. These little pieces need to come out. Okay. So I am going to love working on a Christmas project. I am so happy to be doing this first Stitchmas here. Now, I have heard that some people can decorate trees with all paper decorations. I don't know that I have ever been happy enough with anything that I have made for that. I have had some paper decorations that I have added to my regular, but I wouldn't say that I could do good enough. Because can you imagine? I mean, I've gotten some stuff from some of y'all that I thought, oh my gosh, absolutely amazing stuff. And I could see some of you all being able to do it. Make them just perfect enough that you could do it all. Christmas decorated. A paper decoration tree. I don't think that came out right. Okay, I need a needle. And I believe these are all the same size. The holes are already there, so it doesn't need to be really a sharp needle. Now I gotta figure out what color I want to do, and I'm pretty positive I'm doing the gold with this one. Either that or the white. Maybe the white. I've never bought my DMC thread on a spool like this. So it's interesting to me. It is a different kind of thread. And I don't think we're going to be taking it apart like we do with the other. So that's fine with me. I'm going to cut a snip off. I don't know how much of it I'm going to need. So we are just going to go with it. The best part about these needles, and I don't know if that's what this is called, but the head of it, oh, it does separate. Look, it does separate. I don't want to separate it though. I'm not putting a knot. I'm going to come in. I'm going to go through the center of this. I'm going to leave a good enough tail. And now I'm just going to work to every hole and go around. I don't know how long this is going to take. This thread has a completely different, look what I did, I brought it all the way out. I'm going to have a heck of a time with this. Okay. We'll let that be our starting point instead of the peak. Why not? Hopefully, nobody will be able to tell. You could put a piece of tape or something to hold it in place, but the piece is so small and I don't have the tape. So I'm just going in the big one to the little one, back to the big one, to the little one. I'm not having to hold it anymore. See? To the big hole, that center hole, to the little one. I'm trying to hold it a little taut, but I don't want it to rip the paper. So I'm not going like crazy tight. I'm just making it tight enough. Okay, so this is not going to be long enough to go all the way around. It only really went halfway, so that tells you how bad of a judge I am, how much of this I need. What I'm thinking is I'll keep it thick like this for this center one. And then these outer ones, I might not keep it. I might go ahead and break it apart. I don't have the whole thing in. This is what happens when you get older eyes, right? I wonder if I could get this one in by itself. Let me try this other end. See, I had to speak too fast. About it being easy. I guess that's why we have to remember to stay humble. Things like this, right? Stay humble. Okay. So in through the center. I got a lot of tails down here, but I can come back and clip them away after a while, after I'm done. I'm wanting to bring them all to this side so I can kind of sew them in. Boy, this is looking very sloppy and messy, and that one's separated. And I know some of you do this all the time. And you're probably in there yelling at me. Wait, Lori, that's wrong. Okay, maybe that'll be better. With the regular advent calendar, I did do, spoiler alert, open every window, every door. Whatever you want to call it, I did in the video, but I'm not going to do nothing with them until the advent time. So, but these ones, you want to do before Christmas, I think. I wanted to do the whole stitching with you all watching me, but I think this is gonna take, because I'm doing it the hard way, right? It's gonna take me a little longer than I thought. Even though am I still not gonna have enough thread? I hope that's not the case. I wanted to give you an idea what the other ones are like, and they're basically the same thing. It's just that they're kind of a half circle. Okay, maybe it is too late in the night for me to be doing this video. But today has been one of those days that remind you, oh, I had it on and I dropped it. Okay, guys. So today has been one of those days that remind you that you don't know what tomorrow holds. Right? So obviously I didn't have that on, and where did it go? Oh, Lord. Where did it go? Oh, here it is, way over here. And here we go. So I'm looking for the piece. It's attached. Oh my goodness. Okay. I only have a couple more here, and we'll move on to something else. Let's get this back in the back where it belongs. Let's pull this stuff snug enough. And trim this off. I don't want to do it too short, but one thing to remember is if you've got tape, you've got nothing to worry about. Uh-oh. I am gluing it on, so hopefully it will be okay. It looks like I jogged across there instead of going all the way around. But sometimes we don't sweat the small stuff. And as long as it looks all right, we're going to go with it. So I'm going to hold this in place a little bit and look for, I'm looking at my drink going, I could use my drink on there, but then I don't have nothing to drink. I'm going to get this glue back in on the lid on here. On this metallic paper, it's going to take longer to dry. I'm wondering if so I may generally have a little bit, but I need something to put on top of it. Okay, now we got these little pieces, and I wanted to use white on these two, but I want to use the single strand. So just give it, so it just looks more like a black background. Oh, my words, I am so sorry, everybody. Just to give them more like they are not the center, right? They are the sides. And this may not even work this way. All right. Let's see here if this is going to work. It's just that being on the spool like that, it's a very round, right? Okay. So now I have this single strand. Oh, I can't pick up the needle. There I go. you didn't see that on the camera. I'd be glad you didn't. It was definitely a Lori minute. Okay. So I'm going to come up through the center. definitely a Lori minute. I'm going to leave the tail. I'm going to kind of bring it around this way, because for me it's just easier to hold it this way, and then hopefully it will get trapped in with some of the thread work, right? I just pulled that all the way through. I don't know what I was doing. I was thinking to myself, why is it so coming? Because I wasn't holding it good enough. Okay. Let me get this in here. I think it kind of looks better single strand, so this should work out real well. I should have enough done that I should be able to let it go, but I think, and I'm still kind of holding it taut because this thread, being that it was on a round spool, it's kind of not laying nicely. So okay. So this didn't take any time at all, right? I don't know if this is even going to be dry yet. And it ended up going crooked. And it looks like I can still move it. Okay. Better open the glue before I pour the glue. Okay. Did I miss that one or did it come out? I don't know. But I'm going to go ahead and put it on. Just so you get a general idea. And to be honest with you, from some of the sounds I've heard a minute ago, I may need to be finishing up in here. So, if you don't want to do the stitching, you don't have to. And so, this one I haven't stitched, and that's what it would look like. You would just see the silver holes through there. Another thing you could do, and I don't know how well this will work, but these ones because these are kind of a little cheap. And they don't necessarily work right, but it's a gel pen. You could use, you know, a marker or whatever, but just kind of get in there and mark your lines. Glitter pen, anything like that. And you could mark your lines on here. Not as noticeable. But it does give it something, right? That has to be trimmed away. And I can do that later. And then the other parts are included. So this would go here. I think I'm going to go ahead and just run this through. And yeah, just to give you the rest of the look, even though it's in the silver. I don't know if I would have used the silver. I do want you to have the general idea of what it's going to look like finished, since I did start it. I do hope they don't all take this long, because I would like to finish one all the way through, and I'm thinking I just had a little bit more trouble with this one because of that white thread, right? Okay, so you can see there's a little piece there that from where that met, but this, to my mind, will go here. And in my home, most of these holders that go on are silver. So the silver is not that much of a shot, right? But they usually go on till they're pretty snug. And then we have the, oops, you can put it in front of or behind. It really kind of depends how you want it. And if you were making more than one, you could do some behind and some in front of. Now, another thing to keep in mind is you can use these holders maybe on other things. I don't know for sure. I haven't looked at the size of the other stuff with this. But if that will work, then yay. We'll have to look and see how it all looks. But for now, you did get to see me kind of do it. I didn't get to finish there. Oh, what happened to the other piece? There it is. But I did, anyways, I did want to show you what it looked like when it wasn't stitched up, because you don't have to stitch them up. You could put, you know, the little lines. You could use Nuvo drops in the little holes and just have like a Nuvo drop ornament. All right, everybody. I, again, want to state how much I appreciate everybody watching me, listening to me, putting up with me, being patient with me, your grace and well wishes and prayers, and all of that has meant so much to me. And I just want to again thank you all for it. It's been a long time I've had my channel, and some of you have stuck with me for a long time. And I truly do appreciate it. All right, everybody, have a blessed day. Thank you so much. Bye-bye now.